You went to France right after World War II ended.
Yes, but I didn't stay very long. Your father in the United States kept on calling me and telling me to come back, and we would get married and would have a different kind of a life. And
So you two knew each other at that time?
oh yes, I knew him because I knew him for a long time. Because after I left the ACAU, I went back many times and did little special jobs for Roger. And one time when I went back, he was there, and he was a new person. And there was nobody else in the office. It was some kind of holiday. And so we sat around and talked and talked and talked, and then we went out to dinner, and then we went out for the night, and then we sort of got together, but he had a fiancée at that time named Enid. You've heard her name.
Uh-huh.
And so he had to tell her that it was all over between them. And she was not pleased. And so they split up. So then he and I were together.
You think that Dad was not married to Enid?
He was definitely not married to Enid. They were engaged to be married.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody was very indignant when he and I got married, but she very quickly married somebody else with whom I was given to understand. I never talked to her. They were deliriously happy with each other. Mm-hmm. So that was good.
How did Dad's parents, Abe and Leah, feel about Enid?
Well, they were horrified when your father announced that he and Enid were splitting up, and he was going to marry me.
Mm-hmm.
She came from quite a wealthy family, and
mm-hmm.
she was a very nice person,
mm-hmm.
and they felt that their status in society was
mm-hmm.
advanced, and my father was comfortable, but he wasn't at the same social level as
mm-hmm.
Enid's parents. And he wasn't religious, which
mm-hmm.
was important to your father. But they adjusted to it. Your mother was Leah.
Mm-hmm.
Your mother was just lovely to me. We became good friends. So I was very happy with that.
Was your father an atheist?
I think he would never admit it to anybody. He only went to the synagogue on Yom Kippur and Rosh Hashanah. He never went otherwise, unless it was some non-religious event, like protesting mm-hmm. something that Hitler did or something like that. But he once told me it was very important for his children to marry Jewish people, and he would have croaked if he had been around for when I married David. He wasn't religious in the sense of believing in the religion,
mm-hmm.
but he would have been horrified if he had been alive when I married somebody who
mm-hmm.
not only not a believer, but it was family going back for generations and generations, and they were we never would have thought of. I mean, he was a real wasp. He didn't believe in the religion,
Right.
but he was a typical wasp.
Right.
And his family was pretty horrified that he married me. So it was awful.
Yeah.
But they got used to it.
So it turns out you and Enid were happening at the same time?
As what?
In other words, Dad knew both of you at the exact same time?
You're talking about Enid?
Yes.
Well, I knew her. I don't remember how I knew her, yes, but it was at the same time.
And you had actually seen her?
What?
You saw her?
I saw her?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, what did she look like?
She was very attractive. She was small and thin and very well put together and had dark hair and a very pretty face. And she came from a fairly affluent family, I gather. And she was always very well dressed, and she was a together kind of a person. She was a pretty man at your father. She felt if he had been honest with her and told her how he went, she would have been less upset about what happened. And I hardly knew anything that was happening. I just knew he knew this person. I didn't realize they were gay.
I thought they were married.
What?
I thought they were married.
No, they never married. But they were engaged to be
Wait,
married.
didn't they have to set up a fake divorce, a fake affair, so that you two could get married?
There was something there, but that wasn't it.